A problem on two machine scheduling. So this is the problem. There are 10 jobs. Those jobs to be processed on two machines, machine 1 and machine 2, in the order M1 followed by M2. So there are 10 jobs. These 10 jobs we have to process on two machines, machine 1 and machine 2, in the order of M1 and M2. Processing times are given below. So these are the processing times of 10 jobs. So job 1, job 2, job 3, so up to job 10. So here we have 10 jobs and 10 jobs processing times. So these processing times relating to the machine 1 and these processing times relating to the machine 2. Right, determine the optimal sequence and evaluate for total elapsed time. So what we have to do, so here we have to find out the optimal sequence, and next we have to evaluate the total elapsed time. So this is the complete problem. So we have 10 jobs. We have to process the 10 jobs on two machines, that is M1 and M2, and the order of the machines are M1 and M2. So the processing times are given below. So this box, with the help of this box, so we can know the processing times of two machines relating to the 10 jobs. So here we have the 10 jobs and two machines processing times. So what we have to do, so according to the problem, we have to determine the optimal sequence and evaluate for total elapsed time. So this is the complete problem. So first you have to understand the problem. So then after understanding the problem, so first what we have to do, so we have to determine the optimal sequence. So how we can determine the optimal sequence? For determining the optimal sequence, so here I have taken the 10 boxes for optimal sequence. So in the optimal sequence or optimum sequence, so what we do, just we have to arrange all the jobs. We have to arrange the all the jobs according to the to decrease the total elapsed time. For decreasing the total elapsed time, we have to arrange all the jobs in a order. So that order is the optimum sequence. So actually we have 10 jobs. Here we have 10 jobs. These jobs in the order like job 1, job 2, job 3, job 4 up to job 10 we have. But in the if we find out the optimum sequence, so this jobs process may change. Okay, so that optimum sequence will help to decrease the total elapsed time. So that's why we have to find out the optimum sequence. Okay, so how we have to find the optimum sequence then? So here we have 10 jobs. So these 10 jobs we have to process, that means we have to arrange in a optimal order. So how we have to arrange, so that we will see. Right, so here we have 10 jobs and we have two machines and we have processing times for all the jobs and all the machines. Right, so how we have to find the optimum sequence. Here first, for finding out the optimum sequence, first we have to consider all the processing times. We have to consider all the processing times relating to the all the jobs and all the machines. So the selected processing times are all the processing times. So within all the processing times, so we have to identify what is the or which one the lowest processing time, that we have to identify. So here among all the processing times, so we have here the lowest processing time is here. Here there is 2, and here one more 2, so there is no one. So the 2 is the lowest processing time among all the processing times. So here we have 2 is the lowest processing time. Okay, that is okay. But here we have 2 times we have 2 here. So here we have 1 2 here relating to the job 2 and machine 2, and here one more 2 processing time relating to job 7 and machine 2. Right. So here I think you know, if the processing time is relating to machine 2, then that job will be placed from right to left or in the end of the optimal sequence. So here we have to place the job 2 here or job 7. So which job we have to place here? So that is the confusion here. So what we have to do, if we have the processing times, same processing times more than one we have, if we have, then we have to consider the corresponding processing times. After identifying the processing times, the smallest processing times, so we have 2 processing times here, the same 2 processing times we have here. So the job 2 and job 7. So here in the optimum sequence, in the end of the optimum sequence, here which job I have to place? So for that, here we have to consider the corresponding value of the or corresponding processing time here. So first, the job 7 corresponding time is, that is 5, and here coming to the job 2, so the corresponding value or processing time of job 2 is 8. The opposite or another machine processing time is the corresponding processing time here. So here 8 we have and 5 for job 7. So we have to compare these 2 processing times, and we have to select which is the smallest processing time among 2 processing or 2 corresponding processing times. So here we have to take the job 7. We have to select job 7 because comparing with the 8, so 5 is the lowest value. So that's why here we have to take this 2 processing time and we have to select the job 7. So this 2 processing time is relating to the machine 2 and job 7. Okay, so here we have to place, we have to take the job 7 here. So why we have to take the job 7 in the optimum sequence, that means end of the optimum sequence, because the 2 processing time is relating to the machine 2. If any processing time is relating to the machine 2, then that job, where we have to place that that job. So that means here if the processing time is relating to machine 2, then we have to place the job from the right to left side in the optimum sequence. So that's why here I mentioned the job 7. So After that, so just I'm changing the color of this job 7 processing times, then we can easily understand. So once the job placed in the optimum sequence, then that never placed again in the optimum sequence. So here we have only 10 boxes and we have only 10 jobs, so we have to place the 10 jobs here only once. Okay, so if I place a job in the optimum sequence, then that never comes again. So that's why I have given a color to this job 7 for just knowing, okay, knowing purpose, right? So if we leave this job 7, so then we just check the processing times again. So which is the processing time is the smallest among all the processing time if we leave the job 7 processing times. Okay, so among all the processing times, again already we know that 2 is the processing time, that is the 2 is the lowest processing time remaining all the processing times. So here we have only 2 processing time here. Okay, so no need to worry now here. Okay, so only one we have, that 2 processing time, lowest processing time we have. So this is also relating to the machine 2, and this is relating to the job 2. So here this processing time is relating to machine 2, that's why we have to place the job from right to left, because it is relating to the machine 2. Okay, then I change color to this row, this column. Okay, right, I placed job 2 also. Then I will check the other processing times. Okay, so what are the processing times remaining what we have? So among those processing times, so let us find out. So what is the lowest processing time? So here we have 4, here we have 3, and only 3 is the lowest processing time, and only 3 we have. So this job 4 we have to place in the optimum sequence. So that is the our target now. So we have to place the job 4 in the optimum sequence. So for that, so the 3 is the present lowest processing value. Okay, so this 3 is relating to the machine 1. Okay, this 3 is the relating to the machine 1. So where we have to place the job 4? So here we have to place the job 4 from left to right in the optimum sequence. So here we have to place, so from left to right. So because this processing time is relating to the machine 1, so if the processing time is relating to the machine 1, then we have to place the job from left to right. If the processing time is relating to the machine 2, then we have to place the job from right to left. That is very simple. So I placed the job 4 in the optimum sequence from left to right. So just I change the color to the job 4 and processing times, right. Then we go for remaining processing times what we have. So here we have 4, and here we have one more 4. So 4 is the shortest processing time. 4 is the shortest processing time, and we have 2 4s here. So when we have the same processing times, more than one we have, then what we have to do? Very simple, just we have to check the corresponding values. So here we have job 1 processing times and job 6 processing times. So these two jobs have the same processing times, but these processing times are relating to the different machines. Okay, so here we have 4 and here we have 4. So when the processing times are same, then we have to check the corresponding values, but here the corresponding values are also same. In this situation, so what we have to do, if the corresponding values are different when the processing times are same, then we go for check the corresponding processing times. Even if the corresponding processing times are same, then in that situation, so what we have to do? So very simple, you can consider any one job. There is no issue, so you can take any job. If the corresponding processing times will become same, then we can consider any one job. We can take any one job and place in the optimum sequence, so that will not affect the total elapsed time. Okay, so I will take the job 1 first. Okay, so job 1, so this 4 processing time is relating to the machine 2. So this 4 processing time is relating to the machine 2. Then where we have to place the job 1? From right to left we have to place the job 1 in the optimum sequence. Already we have 2 jobs here, so after those 2 jobs, so we have to place from right to left that job 1, so we have to place in the sequence. Okay, so the job 1 I placed here, so I just change the color. Okay, so here I placed, and next this 4 we have to take, because now the 4 is the lowest processing time. So this 4 processing time, so here we have to place the job 6 in the optimum sequence, so we have to place the job 6. So this 4 is relating to the machine 1, then we have to place the job from left to right in the sequence. Already we have job 4, after that we have to place the job 6, right? So I just change the color, right? Okay, after this then we check what are other lowest processing times now. So after 4, so we have 5, 1 5 here, and here one more 5. If you see the colored 5 here, okay, so this 5 already here we no need to consider here, because so this 5 relating to the job 7, already we have placed the job 7 in the optimum sequence, so we no need to place the job 7 again, so that's why we no need to take this 5. Okay, so this 5, the job 5 processing time we have to take, and the next lowest processing time 5 relating to job 9, so this 5 we have to take. So here we have 2 lowest processing times. Okay, so job 5 and job 9, so these 2 jobs we have to place in the optimum sequence now. Okay, so if the 2 processing times are same, then what we have to do? So we have to check the corresponding values. So corresponding values are also same. So in the previous situation what we did, we have taken any one of those jobs. So likewise, so here also we have to take any one job. So you can take job 5 or job 9, whatever it is, that will not affect the total elapsed time. So I'll take this job 5. Okay, job 5. So here we have to place the job 5. We have to place the job 5 in the optimum sequence. So job 5. So this processing time is relating to the machine 2. So where we have to place the job 5? From right to left we have to place. Okay, very simple. And next we have to place the job 9. So this 5 processing time is relating to the machine 1, this machine 1. That's why we have to place the job from left to right, that is job 9 we have to place right. And we have 3 more jobs to place in the optimum sequence. Okay, so here these are the remaining processing times. So what is the lowest processing time now? So 6 is the lowest processing time. So 6 is the lowest processing time. So in all the jobs we have 6s. Okay, so here what we have to do, so we have to take the corresponding values. So which job we have to take now? So job 3 or job 8 or job 10. So which job we have to place the first? So we have 6 here, we have 6, and here also we have the same values, same processing times. So in this situation what we have to do, so we have to check the corresponding values. So this job 3, this 6 corresponding processing time is 10, this 6 corresponding value is, that is 8, and you can take in these 2 processing times any one you can take. Okay, so if you take this processing time, then the corresponding processing time is, that is 6 we have. So here 10, 8 and 6. So comparing with the corresponding values, if we compare the corresponding values, then what is the lowest corresponding processing time we have? So that we have to take. So here we have to take this or this, whatever you consider. So if you consider this, what happens? The job 10 will become placed from right to left. If you consider this 6, the job 10 will be placed from left to right. Okay, so these 2 processing times are same. If you take the machine 1 processing time or machine 2 processing time, whatever you take, the total elapsed time will never affect. That's why you can take any one processing time, because these 2 processing times are same. So here my choice is I go for machine 1, then I place this job 10 here. Okay, so job 10 I placed, and I change the color. So here these 2 processing times we have, remaining 2 processing times, lowest processing times, and the if we compare the corresponding values, so this 8 is the lowest corresponding value, so comparing with the 10. So here we have to take the job 8 here. So here 8, job 8 we have to take, because 8 is the lowest corresponding value. So here the processing time is relating to the machine 2, that's why we have to place the job from right to left. Okay, so I just change the color here. So remaining only one job we have, simply you can place here. Okay, so likewise you have to find out the optimum sequence. So you just see, so this is the previous this is the jobs sequence. Okay, so this is the optimum sequence, this is the difference. So with the help of this optimum sequence, what we can do, so we can decrease the total elapsed time, we can decrease the total elapsed time. So that's why we have to find out the optimum sequence.